Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So I wanted to do a video really showing some of the resources that I have for doing ancestry work. So one of the videos that Carrie had done over on her channel, Carrie's Mystical Musings, and I will be putting a link down below to her video. She pretty much discusses everything that I'm just going to show here, that I have in my arsenal of tools. And that's what it was her tools video. So she talks about the different things that she has used and gives ideas. And the video was very like beginner friendly. So I just wanted to show some of the resources that I have in my collection of things, just to maybe give ideas if anybody wanted ideas in order to pursue their own ancestry work. And if you have these items and have used these items, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of those items. So one of them is Ancestral Tarot, and I did a lot of work out of this one. This was actually one that I had done in a membership study. And I just kept on going with it and did some of the spreads. But there is lots of information in this particular book by Nancy Hendrickson, and forward by Teresa Reed, the Tarot Lady. Now, I do know that Nancy is actually, I just seen a video, she is going to be doing a class on ancestry work. And so if you are interested in taking that class, I think it's going to be in the Tarot Academy or something. I think that it's what Ethany puts on or has a website for. If I remember, I will put a link down below, okay? So anyways, I just wanted to show you, I don't want to make this super long. I just want to show some of the things, okay? So Ancestral Tarot, that's one book. Ancestral Grimoire, that's also a Nancy Hendrickson book. And honestly, I just started. I mean, I'm like not even into this book, really. I just got it. So the kind of stuff that's in it is getting started, meet the ancestors, seasons, months, and Sabbats. You know what? Let me put my glasses on. Okay. Sorry. All right. So seasons, months, and Sabbats, the land of tarot, the tools, a year of ancestors, turning tables before you go, closing thoughts. So I'm not sure like how many spreads are in here. I would imagine a lot. Oh yeah, it looks like it. This looks really good. So, and I know that this one is really good. It's got a lot of really good spreads that I did these a couple of years ago, or was it last year? But there's a lot of information in this. So another one that I just got, this is Claire Goodchild, the Book of Ancestors, a guide to magic rituals and your family history. A beautiful and mysterious guide to communing with ancestors for personal growth. The healing and trauma and powerful daily magic. The dead are our constant companions. Our ancestors travel with us as potential guides, healers, and teachers. If we are willing to listen, to understand who we are, and how to become who we want to be, we must first understand where we came from. The Book of Ancestors provides a map for seekers who want to develop relationships with those who came before. Ancestor work can give us answers to lifelong questions and help connect the dots of our own history. And when we welcome our ancestors into our lives through magic and ritual, they can help us heal and grow. So there's more, but let's just look at the kind of stuff that she touches on in this book, just to kind of help you decide if you want to get one book, if you don't have any of these books, which one might be the best choice for you. I will say I love that these are hardbound, and I think that they're absolutely beautiful. Sorry, my ring is coming off. So, who are the ancestors? Ancestor Grimoire, working with your ancestors, ancestor altar and offerings, family tree, ancestor research, heirlooms and keepsakes, burials and funeral customs, a guide to cemeteries, and planning your death. Wowza. Okay, so that's a lot. Wow. And it's beautiful. I can tell this is going to be a very interesting read also. Okay. So far, and like I said, this is the first time really looking through these. The only one that I know for certain has a lot of spreads is this one. I know it has a lot of spreads for ancestry work. The Book of Seances by Claire Goodchild, a guide to divination and speaking to the spirit. So this one might have a lot of tarot. What is death? What is divination? What are seances and spiritualism? The other side. How to perform a seance. Cartomancy, automatic writing, bibliomancy, spirit board, tasseography. Rhodomancy, a scientific seance, more types of casting divination, more types of scrying divination, and caring for your tools. So I wonder if in 17, I don't know, what page would that be? Yeah, 17. No. Okay, so I think that the one that has, sorry, I had a sneezing attack. The one that definitely has some spreads is this one, the Ancestral. So, those are the 4 books that I have. Now, I'm going to get to the decks last, but just a few tools that you can use. This is it's dusty. I got to clean it off. It's been in my shelf. This is not the one I use. I have another one, and I'm not sure what I did with it. It's a little black one. Pendulum board, that is. I got this out of a witch's moon. I think it was a witch's moon. Several years ago. And I got this along with many other like astrological pendulum boards for like all of the different signs and the houses and all that. I got it from, where is it? I got it in this kit from Red Feather. It was a gift for doing reviews for them. So they sent it out, I'm guessing, to all of the reviewers, Schiffer. So, and it's got lots of different pendulum boards in it. And this is one of them that came in. So if you were looking for, like, even when you were doing past life work, this one you can use over the map to get general ideas and continents and stuff. So that's cool. So, as I said, a pendulum. I have several over there hanging off my wall. I've got like a pendulum thing on my wall. If I remember, I'll take a picture and insert it. But, so this is one of them. I do love pendulums. I don't use them that often, but I love them. I think they're really cool. So this one's got yes, no, maybe, unknown, and that's it. Which is, that works, right? So that's something that you can use when doing ancestry work, if you are contacting. So something else is a scrying mirror. Now, this was an actual picture frame that I purchased from Walmart, oh gosh, 5-6 years ago, something like that. And then I took just regular acrylic gold metallic paint, just brushed it lightly over like the raised areas, because this was all just black. And I wanted it, sorry, I've got like the hiccups now. I swear I've got sneezes and hiccups. So I put all the extra stuff on there. I actually made a video. I think it's in Crafting with Rochelle or Rochelle's Crafting Corner or something like that. It's like, gosh, like 5 years ago on my channel. And then all I did was take the glass out from the frame, because like I said, it's a picture frame, and I just painted it. I got a $1 can of black spray paint, put it on there, and then put it back after it dried, and there's your scrying mirror. I have it over there, and I keep a candle in front of it so you can see into that. So that's another thing. And if I remember, I'll try to put a link down below to when I did that, if you want to watch that video from like 5 years ago, right? And the other thing that I have that can be used is, a spirit board. And I might try to use that this month. But I'm going to ask my hubby or my daughter or somebody to come and do it with me, if they'll do it with me, because I don't really care for doing this by myself. I don't like doing them by myself. I like to have, I've always heard, and it's probably just a stupid superstition, but not to use a spirit board by yourself. I know people that have, but I also know people that have gotten not good experiences from it. Let's put it that way. Like haunting experiences. So, and this is the planchette that I got with it. So, those are things that you can use. Another thing, let me get this out of the way, that I recently got and that I've been trying to use is divining, divining rods. And so you ask a question and they cross for yes, and for no, they go out like so, right? So you can ask specific questions of your ancestors or whoever you're dealing with yes and no stuff, and to point to directions and stuff like that with dowsing rods. And these are very inexpensive. They're copper. Copper is very conductive. So, you know, you can set up a connection with them. I've been using these, messing with these last few days. And those also work really well, I think, with the past life, or really any kind of questions that you have, like, you know, that you want yes or no, just simple, like, you know, are aliens real? Or, you know, which astrological system is more accurate? Or whatever you want, really. So, and you can connect with different spirits that way, and or your higher self. So, let me get onto the decks now. So, like, tarot, I've got like a handful of tarot decks. I mean, I got a lot of tarot decks that you could really do ancestry work with. But these are the ones, whoops, almost fell. These are the ones that I can think of that, for me, would work really well. I've got one more, hang on. Sorry. So I've got the Relative Tarot by Carrie Paris. And I think this one is so beautiful for doing ancestry work. And last year when I was doing ancestry work, I did use this deck. It's just really cool, very vintagey. And I was doing this right along with, at the same time when I was doing, working with the Beloved Dead, which that is a oracle. I've got oracles here that I'm going to show too. But this one is also Carrie Paris. And these two work really, the Relative Tarot and the Beloved Dead oracle work really good together. But let me get through the other tarot and show you ones that I like using for ancestry, just because they put me in. You can use any tarot, okay? But it's just because they put me in a certain mood, or I feel a certain like aesthetic. And aesthetics for me are very important, because when I do readings, the things that I am attracted to, the movies that I've seen, the songs that I like, and I love a lot of historical movies and stuff that are based on, you know, historical things. So I see kind of like, I get images of those things in my head. So, which is like a form of clairvoyance. So, this is the Madame Lydia Wilhelmina's Monsters the Macabre, or Tarot, Monsters the Macabre and Autumn Scenes. I love this deck so much. Absolutely adore this deck. It is one of my most favorite decks in my, granted, I have maybe 100 most favorite, but I mean, this is right up there, maybe in my top 20 decks, maybe top 10. I'm not sure. It's up there though. Man, it's so hard to choose between, because I feel like they're my babies, like they're all my babies. That's terrible, isn't it? Another one that I absolutely adore is The Naked Truth. And I think that this artwork is absolutely stunning. Depending on even how far back you're going in your ancestry, maybe if you're of Greek or Roman descent, because this is very much like Roman and Greek, you know, like art. I mean, I could see, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see even Egyptian, because there was very much of a Greek influence, you know, and where did it go? Where's my bottom? There it is. In Egypt at a certain time. So there's that one, The Naked Truth. Like I said, the Relative Tarot, the Madame Lydia Wilhelmina's. Love it so much. The Baroque Tarot. Okay, hopefully he's done. The Baroque Tarot. Also by, also by Baroque Publishing, which is The Naked Truth as well. Same creator. And another reason that I love these decks so much is because the shuffling is so good. I feel like I can get a really good shuffle. And the shuffle, when I'm dealing with ancestry and past life stuff, even more so than when I'm just doing regular tarot. Because I feel like I am connecting with a spirit when I'm doing that kind of stuff. Or connecting with my past life self. Or somebody that's telling me the story of. So shuffling, getting a good shuffle is so important to me. So, and then of course the imagery, because I got to feel like I can, I mean, like, look at that. That is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. I mean, it makes me want to work with it because it is so gorgeous. So aesthetic is huge for me. And then another one is the Haptic Tarot. And I feel like, if I can get this out of here, I feel like this is so beautiful also because It doesn't put a face. It's just hands. Those hands can be any ancestor, right? And I think it's very complementary with other decks all the way around. I think it looks beautiful. And this is just, this makes me think of history. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to take this one upstairs. I'm definitely working with this one. I'm excited because Carrie's going to be coming out, I think, this next Monday with the spreads and stuff that she has created for this work. So, the Haptic Tarot. Oh my gosh. I just love this deck so much. It's so gorgeous. And then another one, which you can see that's here, is the Stretch Tarot. This is another one that I just love this look for doing ancestry work with. And last year, I also used this deck in some Ancestry. So I like the darkness of it. I like the collage part of it. I love the images that are used. It's just almost nostalgic, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's another great one for doing ancestry work. As I said, if you have just one tarot deck, no matter what deck it is, you can do ancestry work with it. Okay? So I don't want you to look at the things that I have. And as far as like Carrie said, and she talks about this, you can easily make your own pendulum. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself a little charm if you don't have a ring, like what she talked about, and use that, just as long as it's something that's weighted enough that it can be moved. And you can use thread or a chain, buy a cheap chain, or, from like Michael's or something like that. And you can make your own pendulum. You can make your own pendulum boards. You can make your own spirit board if you wanted. I've made my own spirit boards. So, that's up where I can't reach it right now because I have the other one. So, some oracle decks. Let me get this out of the way. The Beloved Dead. I did a lot last year with past life, or not past life, some ancestry with this deck. It is so good. I swear, one of the readings I did was so memorable. It was with my grandma, and I swear it was like she was sitting across from the table with me having a conversation while I was doing it. I mean, I literally could see her sitting there right next to me. It was so good. It's like I could hear her voice in my head. It was really, really good. So, The Beloved Dead. And for the cost, and it's mass market, for the cost, it is so valuable because it is a big deck. For an oracle, it's a big deck. And it offers so much. Another one that I like using, because I like the aesthetic of it, if I can get it out of here, it's the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. That's how big these were, and I cut them down. That's the backs, and I etched it. I love how vintagey it is, right? And it has a guidebook, a good guidebook. Where is it? For working with it, depending on what you get, depending on what kind of questions you're asking. And another thing, you do not have to wait for a spread. When you're dealing with doing ancestry work, ask what questions you would want to ask of somebody that's coming through, right? Carrie goes into more detail in that, and like I said, I'm going to be putting a link, and I highly recommend going and checking that video out if you haven't already. Another one that I like using that I just got last year is Ancestral Magic Divination Kit. Now this one also comes with I think I had to buy it separately, but it comes with a pendulum board, acts of magic. So use your pendulum for guidance. So this talks about ancestral magic. This is all about the gifts that you get from your ancestors. And there's even more here. Very cool. Male, female, yes, no, maybe, rephrase, not yet, and uncertain. Identify yourself in spirit, guide my pendulum, and then just all that's on there. So it comes with that. I got 2 extensions. I got the Witches expansion, and I got the More Acts of Magic expansion. And then the actual book that came with the original kit. And then it also came with the pendulum. If I can get these out. These are so cool. And there are good spreads in here. I think there was spreads in these also, actually. Let me see. I cannot remember. Okay, maybe not. No. Okay. So I think the spreads are in here. What's in the kit? Oh, and by the way, this is also by Nancy Hendrickson from the other 2 books, and Stacy Williams and G. And this is, there's Nancy. Where is the spreads? Okay, here we go. What is my magical superpower? Message from your magical ancestor. Ancestral healing, my magical ancestral path. Magic and me. See, there is a lot of spreads in this one. Ancestor communication, ancestral legacy. Wow, ancestral wisdom 3 card. Guidance for relationships, ancestral gratitude. Look at this. Lineage healing. Yeah. Even more. Ancestral legacy. And then closing thoughts. This one is so friggin' cool, seriously. Oops. Okay, so it's stuck in there. And my nails don't want to get it out. Let me see something here. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, I do hate these kind of boxes, especially because it doesn't go all the way. And now my nails can't get up underneath of there because I put some fake nails on, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, but anyways, that is really irritating. Father, survivor, root worker, cunning folk, storyteller. This one is all based around magical people and what magic lies in their ancestry. So if you are a magical practitioner and you want to know what kind of stuff, this is an awesome, awesome kit. But I need to find something different because I do not like this box. Can't get it. So, I do have other things to show you. Other decks. Okay, so a couple other decks that I wanted to show you that I love for Ancestry and have used in Ancestry work. One is the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards. These are so fantastic. And the book is so good. I'm sorry, this is by Jade Sky. The guidebook is by Jade Sky. And the illustrations are by Belinda Morris. And this is a Blue Angel. But just to show you, ouch, just some of them. This is like deep ancestry work here. It's fabulous. It is fabulous. And it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then one of my favorite decks also, that, man, I have not pulled this out in a while to use it. I need to. That's the Divine Muses. I love this oracle, and the book that comes with it is so friggin' good. It's so, gosh, this deck is so beautiful. Look at that. But the book the write-ups in the book are fantastic. I did a whole year with this deck. I love it so much. And those are the packs. Beautiful. This is by Marie Bento. So, or Marie Bento. So, a couple other decks. Oh, first, before I do that, these things are wonderful. I've got half of them upstairs and half down here. You know, this came off. But, oh, that's gone. Anyways, these are just the little, I'll show you, tabs. So you stick it to something, right? So they're for the books. So to get right to the books or to the different sections that you want in the books, these things are wonderful. And a kit comes with so many different colors. Like I said, I've got half of these upstairs. It all came in the same kit. So a couple other decks that I want to show you that actually work really good with this kind of work are my decks. So one of them, the Matrix. This is the Victorian style one. This one's going to go better with more of the decks that I pulled out for ancestry work. And I am happy to say that I have been working very diligently this month thus far. I do think I'm going to finish it this month, by the end of the month, as long as I can keep this pace up, because in the last couple of days I've written like 16 pages, and I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. But the guidebook for this. But these are great for if you want to ask to like spell out. If you feel uncomfortable using like a spirit board, you can ask like names. What did it start with? Like the month, what did it start with? All kinds of questions. You could actually have it spell out a name. You know, like, you could ask number questions also. And, of course, you can use, always a furry parenthood. But you can use these, like I said, for also the keywords. But you can also use it for naming things, or if you want to use numbers, like how many children did so-and-so have, and what number child were you of, you know, let's say for instance, if like for instance, my mom was one of 7 children. So what child, you know, were you in sequence with that? And then even if you get a number, or, I mean, even if you get a letter. So, let's say, what child were you? What child were you? X. So, X was the 5th child. Or, over here, is the 6th child. So, depending on what system you're using, it was either the 5th or the 6th child. Maybe their name started with an X. Maybe it was Xavier or something like that. I think that starts with an X. Who knows? You know? But you can use it in that way. I adore this deck so much. And I cannot even tell you how thrilling it has been writing this guidebook. So, the many different ways that be able to use this deck is exciting. And then my other deck, Ask the Matrix, or Ask the Universe. That one's the Matrix. If you have a yes or no question, you can ask. Like, if you have a suspicion, like, is this my grandma coming through to speak to me? So it's definitely not my grandma. Is it my great-great-grandfather on my mother's side coming through? Probably. Okay, you can use it like that. But in general, you can ask yes or no questions. And if it's something that you're supposed to know, it'll let you know. And then you can go further with it and continue to keep on asking questions on it. But it's just the same as using like dowsing rods or using a pendulum to ask yes or no questions, right? So there you go, guys. Those were all of the tools. I'm going to put this under the hashtag AncestorWorkOctober, hashtag AncestorWorkOctober. And then I'm also going to put tools. So show us your tools. What are you using in order to do ancestry work? What do you use to do ancestry work? I have also had an ancestry altar before, but I really don't keep ancestor altars anymore just because I'm running out of space. However, something that I have done in the past is taken a name, and I did make a video about this, and I showed it several years ago. But I took the names of all of the past loved ones. That's another reason I didn't do ancestor work, because I've had a lot of loved ones pass over. So I don't have pictures of all of them. I don't have mementos because my family was like spread all in different, not countries, but in different, I mean, they are in different countries also, like ancestor stuff. But I mean, like the ones that I knew that have passed over, they were in different states. So it wasn't so easy for me to, you know, get mementos and stuff like that. So, and I don't have pictures of a lot of them, at least not yet. So I took a list of all of their names and I created a sigil. I actually created 2 sigils. One was like a remembrance and an honoring, and that was a special message that I like condensed down to a beautiful sigil using the letters and all that. And I've done videos on how to create sigils years ago also. But then I did the other one, and because I like things to be symmetrical. So I had one in a regular frame that I printed off of my printer, and one in a regular frame, and another one in a regular frame that I just got from Dollar Tree for $1 each. And then I put those in there. And then the one with all the names, and then I made a sigil for all the names, honoring all those people. And then I did a little spell around it and all that. And then I had like offerings out and stuff like that. So that's something that you can do as well. And then I also, on the back of the sigil, on the back of the printout, I put all their full names on the back of it and then framed it. So anyways, I want to see what tools you're using too. Please share. So again, it's AncestorWorkOctober, hashtag AncestorWorkOctober. And let's see what decks, if you've got spreads that you've also done that you want to share, please do that and put the hashtag in there. And let's all share, right? So thank you for spending this time with me, and I'm sending you love always.